did you seriously kick this guy off the raid? Yeah. My platoon leader is standing right there because he was there when it happened too. He's like, no, yeah, it happened. Oh my God, you're my hero!
That was totally wicked.
So, but anyhow, so yeah, no, that was a shenanigans I had to deal with. But dude, it was a late night, and that's kind of the reason why, talking about that, dealing with all that shenanigans this weekend, it brings me up to, it hasn't really made the news yet, but it's made its way around the Army. And this, I thought, was something that should be brought up. Because, in all honesty, I mean, this is something the big Army came up with, but it's...
Oh, it's a fuck game, then.
It's a major fuck game, dude. It's a major fuck game because this screws...
The big green weenie has showed itself.
Oh, in full glorious display. Just saying. It is gleaming in the sunlight, all right? It's just man. Sparkling and all. It makes unicorns look like shit, all right? Just saying. So...
And that's in my head now.
You're right. So
I have a very, very vivid picture of a pile of shit next to a sparkly unicorn and going, nope, there's no comparison.
So, the Army has unveiled a new training guideline for NCO, for their NCO Professional Development Guide. The good old DAPAM freaking 600-25 for those that actually know what that is. For those that don't know what that is what the Army uses as a training guide for developing their non-commissioned officers. And they made some changes on it that seriously affect the way that it's going to hurt a lot of NCOs. It really is. It's going to hurt a lot of people's careers. And one of the things that they had done was now in order to... I agree with it, but I don't agree with that at the same time, because what they did was they went back to the old way where you had to complete your level of NCOES in order to make the next grade. Like if you wanted to make E5, you had to go to PLDC or WLC or BLC or whatever the frick they call it now. If you want to, make E6, you had to go to BNOC or ALC now. So forth and so forth. Well, even though there was a time period where those policies were changed and leaders were able to be promoted without having to go to that school, but they were allowed to go after they got promoted.
Yeah, but you had to go within the next 12 months of receiving that rank, or they took your rank.
Wow, that got really quiet. Well, that is true on the big Army side. However, on the Guard side of the house, because of how tight it was for being able to get seats for schools, oh my Lord. So, right quick. So my other half just walked in. She was giving our producer Josh a bad time here earlier because she called from the store. It was just like, hey, do you guys want anything to drink? Before coming back over to the studio or whatever. And I was like, yeah, grab me a Rockstar. Carl's like, no, I'm good. And Josh was just like, no, I'm good. And, Josh doesn't drink. And so Mariah was just like, well, I'm going to get you a beer. And he's just like, what the hell? That's fucked up. I don't want a beer. And sure as shit, she comes walking in just now, starts handing drinks over. And instead of a beer, oh no, Josh got a beer. But it's preceded by the word root. So,
thank you, Mariah.
So... But anyhow,
she should have iced them like a champ.
You're right. Well, they are cold, so not going to bitch about that.
Not at all.
She should have gave him a Smirnoff Ice and iced them and had him chug that shit from a knee.
Straight up grudge style, dude. I like it. So anyhow, back to point of discussion here. So now what they have done is because of the way that the Army is hurting for quality NCOs, at least according to what the Sergeant Major of the Army thinks. And mind you, I'm speaking on this matter as an individual, as a journalist, not as a member of the military. when I talk about this. This, in all honesty, it pisses me off because I pseudo have a dog in the fight because I made my E6 be 3 years ago in July. I have been fighting ever since just got done with PLDC. I've been fighting since then to get my ALC done. And that was for like the last 8 years. But because of the amount of slots, the demand for the schools and everything else, trying to work my way through the priority list, finally here it is almost 8 years later. And I'm finally on a waiting list for a seat for ALC. And mind you, I'm a 6 now. I've been a 6 for almost 3 years. Well, here in 3 months, when I got my promotion, it wasn't a requirement to actually have it to get pinned D6. And I get it. There's a lot of people who are like, well, dude, you didn't earn your... Well, when I've been working in that position for, however many years beforehand, they finally gave me the freaking rank. But that's besides the point. When guys like me who have been working my butt off, doing their quals, passing their PT, passing height weight, maintaining the standard and actually leading troops, not just in garrison, but, downrange and everything else, actually doing the job, when we're fighting for just to be able to get a school so that way I can, keep my rank. And I'm working to try and get the next one before I retire. I hit 20 years this June. And it's...
Oh, gonna get that magical blue card.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, it...
His eyes twitching.
It is. It really is. Because now with the way they're doing it is that once you hit the next... When you hit your time and grade mark to be eligible for the next rank up, you haven't had the proper NCO academy yet for your current rank, if you don't have it within 6 months, they're pulling your stripe. And then, to top it off, what they do is your time and grade, it completely starts over. All your timing, all your time and grade, according to this freaking DA PAM now, the updated one as of 7 December 2017, if, you wind up having to lose that stripe or whatever, your clock on that grade, even though you held it once before, completely resets.
Listen, dude. If I was in your shoes and I'm hitting 20 years and fucking at the half mark of this year, go big or go home, throw you a fucking sand shield on underneath your fucking collar. If they gank your fucking rank, go big, go fucking all out, lose everything, get busted back to the and jam the fuck out for the next fucking 5 months.
Right.
That's what I would do. You're telling me I'm losing my 6 and you're busting me to a 5? Yeah, well, I got something to say to you, sir. Fuck you. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Fuck the 3 shop. Fuck the 2 shop. Fuck the 1 shop. Fuck that officer. Fuck those privates.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Sexual assault, sharp. Let me touch your dick.
And
I'm waiting on that heifer, Julio.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
You're
Fuck
cool.
you.
Fuck
You're
you.
cool.
I'm out.
And fuck you, I'm out.
So, I mean, it's, it's the way they got it set up now. And it's not just me. I mean, because there's that was one of the big reasons why I was late getting out tonight was because, our poor commander, dude, our company commander, the dude's cool as shit. He's a squared away dude. And he's just like, man, he's like, this hurts. He's like, because I got a lot of good quality NCOs that have been getting screwed by this whole, school, this whole HR system with trying to get these guys into NCOES, and they're just getting hosed. But he's having to counsel everyone whose name popped up on that list of people that are, pending that mark. And fortunately, my name's not on that list yet. I got 3 more months before that happens.
Keyword, yet.
Yeah, exactly. But, it's like I told, my other half, I was like, if it gets to that point to where they're saying, guess what, dude, if I wind up not being able to make my school because they bumped me out of a weight status and just, it's gone, I lose that seat, and I wind up getting put on that list, I'd be like, you know what, dude, I'm done. I'm hanging it up. I'm going to hang it up before they take my stripe, dude. I worked too hard for my rocker for them to, axe it over some, stupid garbage like that. So, especially when I've been trying to work towards it, and, I've just been getting hosed. And there's a lot of other NCOs that feel the same way. And it's nothing against the soldiers and stuff that we've had or anything else like that. It's nothing that they've done. It's higher echelon. It's the change. And I get it. Times change. You have to be able to adapt. I understand that the Sergeant Major of the Army and the Chief of Staff have a job to do. They, it's their job to work with the, with the SecDef to ensure that the United States has the most lethal fighting force, readily trained, ready to go in the world. And we strive on that.
Yeah, they're really driving for that with all this sensitive feelings training that we're having.
Oh, I know, right? But I mean,
we're the most lethal fighting force in the world as long as we don't offend that person or that person or that guy or lady guy pal.
Well, that's what happened.
We had to give Carl some sensitivity training last week.
Do what?
After his comments he was making last week.
Which ones?
At the start of the show.
Which ones? About what the whole...
You remember?
Oh, don't be shy.
No. Go ahead and say it. Say it.
What? I don't remember exactly. What did you say exactly? Something round eye or?
Oh, yeah. Because we were talking about the Olympics.
Yeah.
And there was a fake Kim Jong-un down there.
Yeah.
And I said something about look at me, round eye, and they freaking they hung me. Let's just put it that way.
No, we didn't hang you. We just kind of
whoa, don't do that.
like, dude, no, don't get that racy on here. So we can be raunchy, but not racy.
Hey, there's lines, all right. We draw lines in that shit starts work. All right.
Sometimes said lines wind up going up noses, but that's besides the point. Oh, wait, wrong line.
Hey,
My
whoa.
bad.
Hey, listen, all right, I don't like cocaine, all right, just like the smell of it, okay?
I do
Cocaine. So,
I tell you, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
it is, man. I'm telling you. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Anyhow, I don't know. I've never actually done it, but that's besides the point. All right. So, and it's kind of funny how we talk about race here just now. That's actually going to lead us into our next story. Racially charged rant results in punishment for Air Force NCO.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
Great.
oh yeah. And it's an Air Force nonetheless. That makes it even better. So, we all know, at least most of us know about that female NCO down there in Nellis Air Force Base. It just went off about her airmen, her troops, or whatever the hell you want to call them. Talking about how they have a entitlement feeling. So
should we just play?
Yeah, let's.
Oh
go
my
ahead.
God!
Let's just play.
Yeah, let's play
clip.
the rant.
I haven't heard it yet.
Oh, it's
well,
good.
then we definitely have to. Here we go.
Excited.
All right, and here we go.
Issues with my airmen and my NCOs that are lower ranking with me, but they're black females. And it pisses me the off that they have no respect and constantly having an attitude. And what the is up with that? Like, I'm trying my best to hold my professionalism with them, but good God, that they have no respect whatsoever. Every time I talk to them, no ma'am. It's just like they're talking down to me. And I'm trying to tread lightly as a, higher ranking NCO, not to blow the up and start a fight club. Because but I'm over it.
Number
Why
one
is
rule
that?
about Fight Club.
Why is
We don't
it
talk about
every
Fight
time
Club.
I encounter, my subordinates that are black females, they have a giant attitude. And it's not like I'm coming to them with a
All right.
answer.
Go ahead
I
and
don't.
pause it. I mean,
But every time I talk to them, it's like I'm just some stupid ass girl that is just.
Okay.
So